Okay, so a lot of students, my dear friends, have kept on asking me that, sir, वो 3 घंटा जो है, the 3 hours that we are going to spend in the exam on 8th of November in the tax paper, right? Sir, what about that? Okay, how will we deal with that? Okay, how should we go about it? Should we do MCQs first? Should we do, whatever, like, should we do the subjective question? Should we do DT, IDT? Understand, firstly, that question you should ask to yourself, and ideally whichever is the best, put it forward. Okay, because understand, the video that anyone is seeing here, okay, किसी का DT अच्छा होगा, किसी का IDT अच्छा होगा, I don't know. If you are my student, I at least have made sure that IDT आपका काफ़ी अच्छा हो जाए. So one thing is definitely for sure, that in that 3 hours, understand, before that 15 minutes you have as the reading time. Okay, how do you spend that first 15 minutes? Very simple. First, and please make sure you carry a watch, and that is a bang in front of you, right? Possibly try to keep that chota alarm clock wala watch only, so that you can easily see the time. You don't have to keep seeing like this. Okay, so understand that the first 15 minutes is very crucial, right? First 2 to 3 minutes, spend the time just just flip around the entire question paper to satisfy, satiate your curiosity, because तू रहेगा नहीं वो पूरा पेपर देखे बिना. और आइडियली कोशिश करना क्या कि पहले जीएसटी देख ले, फिर डीटी देख ले, और डीटी भी पीछे से देखना, आगे से मत देखना, because ideally this is the strategy they use. Okay, the very first question is extremely difficult, so the confidence is lost, and that is where ICI can fool you. So we are not doing that. First 3 minutes is go through the entire paper. Then 12 minutes, very crucial, get to business. Okay, considering that your GST is pretty good and that is your best foot forward, and on that presumption, I'm telling you 12 minutes में GST subjective questions ही है, because MCQ तो आपको मिलेगा sharp at 2 PM. So when you get the subjective वाला questions, तो पहले GST आपने क्या पढ़ा है, तो 12 मिनट में start solving it, right? तो उसमें क्या है कि I don't know whether it's allowed or not allowed, but whatever the case may be, keep in your mind, or just slightly just on the paper only, you can just do some doodling where only you understand, and someone cannot tell you कि अच्छा ये आप कॉपी करवा रहे हो, या ऐसा कुछ. मैं नहीं चाहता हूँ कि आप किसी कोई चीज़ में पढ़े, right? You should not be doing something that is not basically expected from you. So you see what is the scenario basically, and slightly you can just put a tick mark, or you can cross it or something like that, or write a T or S or E, whether it's exempt or taxable, and or just solve it in your mind. Just frame an answer in your mind, and you should be in a position that you are able to solve the GST paper to a great extent. At least write the effect of that, because a lot of questions will be registration, whether he's liable or not, whether this service is taxable or exempt, right? Whether this is a supply or not a supply, right? Generally these will be all binary questions, right? So in such scenario, write that position or frame it in your mind, whatever the case may be, so that what happens is that 10 to 12 minutes you have spent only thinking about that question so much, so that you have solved it, and all you have to do is just jot it down on the paper. Understand? So the entire part of comprehending the question and solving it is already done in your mind. All you have to do is write it. So it's easier to write now because you've already framed the answer in your mind. When you do that, what happens is that 28 marks ka GST, whatever you have read, understand that all you have to do is just write it down. I understand, and I know that पूरा 28 marks का solve नहीं होगा, but make a point that you try to solve as much as possible. And in case you are good at DT, you do you do DT first. And in case GST में क्या आपको लग रहा है कि यार ये sums थोड़े difficult tough है, then go to DT and go to those chapters which you find are easy. फिर वो IFOS है या HP है या salary है, understand you need to first figure out which are those chapters which you have done very well and उसका कोई question पूछा है क्या, are there any questions asked from there, if yes then attempt that only and start solving them in your mind, start forming an answer. As soon as the answer sheet comes, फटाफट से fill in the details, okay, and try also writing the questions initially which you are going to attempt, पहले से ही लिख दो, right, and then just go start solving it फटाफट and try to finish off, okay, try to finish off GST theory first. Why I am saying GST theory? Because you've already read it now. If you've read it, you form the answer, you write that, and then possibly, okay, see if it's possible or not. I take this in your call. There are two approaches now. पहले GST solve किया है, start the GST theory 28 marks का, and once you are done with it, hop on to MCQs. Do all the GST MCQs, then do all the DT MCQs, and then attempt DT का theory part. Now understand that the time you should allocate is that for 28 marks का GST 45 minutes is enough. You can easily wrap it up in 45 minutes. Understand that first. Second, DT and GST MCQs you also have to wrap up within 45 minutes. Now by doing that, what happens is that in 45 and 30 minutes, okay, that is almost in 1 hour, okay, almost in 1 hour and what, 10-15 minutes, okay, understand that you have completed a good chunk of, all right. I'm so sorry, my point was this is 45 minutes and this is also 45 minutes. The marks that you've covered is 58 marks. So in 90 minutes you have covered 58 marks. Okay, now you have another 90 minutes. You have another 1.5 hours. Okay, make sure that you do the DT theory in this, which is enough. That is 42 marks. इसमें जितना लिख सकता है लिखो, अच्छा ही है, because 58 marks का you have written. So even if you add a 25-30 marks, understand you are still writing 88-90 marks का paper. Got it? So this is the ideal strategy. The other strategies that generally people use is GST का theory लिखा, DT का theory they write, and then they go to MCQs. And the third one is that they directly go to MCQs and then they write the theory, which is not advisable. I'll tell you why. Understand, you have got the opportunity to spend 15 minutes reading the question paper. Once you have read it, you have solved few questions in your mind. Why don't you just vomit out those answers, yaar, and get rid of them and then go to MCQs, right? That is the best strategy according to me. Then you know best and you know how it works out. But these are the 3 hours that you can spend, right? First your GST theory, then your GST and DT MCQs, and then DT theory. That is an optimum way to do it. And please make sure whenever you don't know an MCQ or you don't know anything, don't spend more than a minute thinking about it, especially the MCQs. Fatavat se, your hand should keep moving, your hand should keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Are you getting it? Yes, that's it. Okay. So remember that very well. So this is the 3 hour strategy, okay, that you can use in your tax paper. Okay, just make sure that you remember it very well. Okay, thank you very much, guys, and wish you all the very best.